description of where we've been and where we're stuck in the area of mobile health.
Yes. So we learned a lot actually this week going to the Mobile Health Conference, and there's really 4 main points I would say. One is that it's literally the Wild West, which actually is quite encouraging. Like, we could actually imagine ourselves, if we got the right product going, that we would be up there basically giving a presentation. I mean, it's like these people some of the people were really high quality, and some of them were just not. And you could just imagine that we would be up there basically pitching.
We were whispering we could take these guys on.
Totally.
Turn a box upside down and...
You know that they said the same thing last
Where
week.
were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mobile Health Conference at Stanford.
Yeah.
Point number 2, it's all about reducing friction. That you got to make it as simple as possible. So, like, one of the things that I was thinking about that Andrew's been pushing hard on, but I still think it's true, is that you can't have
80% true.
We're both 80%. Is that basically, this idea of aggregating multiple devices? It's kind of nice, but the reality is that you probably have to design with one device, and that's probably the mobile phone. One of the pieces of information we learned in the meeting yesterday with Yossi, but also just at the conference, was that a Fitbit, probably the average lifespan of how long you use it is probably 6 weeks. And so it's just not something that sticks necessarily. So we need to reduce the friction, and what is the key thing that we care. The third thing is that it really is about an immediate feedback loop, like immediate. So when you eat a piece of cake, like the feedback is immediate. Damn, this tastes really good.
The good feedback is immediate.
Good feedback is immediate, but the bad feedback is not immediate. I'm going to gain 10 pounds if I eat 5 pieces of cake every single day, right? So you don't get that immediately, and how do you combat that, and how do you build that into anything that you do? So these are things that you have to design for.
On the other hand, when you exercise, it's usually the opposite.
The feedback is immediate and it's painful.
You're in pain, and
until,
the upside down thing.
yes, but unless you get to a point where it feels good to do it, but it takes effort. Exactly.
Flossing won't ever get to that point.
Awesome. Exactly.
Unless we gamify it, and every time you floss, you get some immediate
If you can sell me
feedback,
flossing, I'll be a very happy person.
I'm there with you.
If there was a device that flossed for me, how cool would that be?
The last point was basically that was that the patients and the users are actually the most underutilized asset in terms of designing around in healthcare, and that when you actually think about them, good things happen. That was sort of discussed at the conference.
What do you mean by underutilized asset?
Well, so I think in the medical space, the example would be doctors usually like to work 9 to 5. Well, the fact of the matter is that patients would prefer to have office hours probably after they work, so they don't have to miss work. Surgical suites are generally underutilized on the weekends. So the fact of the matter is that a lot of elective surgeries, probably patients would like to do them on the weekends so that they don't have to miss work.
Mm-hmm.
I think another insight that we had along those lines from my expert interview with Linda Adler is our medical system said that if you come in to see the doctor, they sort of treat that one thing, my throat hurts. They treat that one thing. Whereas the need of the user, the patient, is much broader than that. But the medical system, it could be you've been diagnosed with cancer, so we're going to show you how to just deal with that one, the medical aspect of it. But there's so many other aspects of having cancer, from how to maintain my job, to how do I get childcare, to just all of these other implications of your life that, cancer affects. And medicine doesn't really, current medicine doesn't address that. So where are we stuck? So we initially approached this mobile medicine or mobile health space as thinking we would be cross-platform. Wouldn't it be great if we could, and we realize this is wrong, if we could be this sort of all things plug-in platform for all medical devices or health-related devices, and we would collect the data and be able to sort of turn out intelligence that would help you make sense of that data. And a realization is that's just not how health works. It's you really have to pick clear verticals. I mean, having data about somebody who has diabetes might not be really relevant to somebody who has depression. So while in theory this idea of a cross-platform medical data aggregator sounds really interesting, it's not the way to go. It's more than a flashlight. It's like like a spotlight. So what that means is, where do we go and do a deep dive? So where we're stuck is finding that vertical that we collectively are interested enough in to do that deep dive. We've kind of come to consensus that that's probably going to be in the chronic care space, because 20% of healthcare issues drive 80% of the costs. And that 20% is 80% of healthcare costs are driven by 20% of patients who have chronic care conditions. And so if we can work towards that population, there's a huge potential to make a difference. But finding that vertical has been hard. And so this is where you can help us. Everyone close your eyes, please. And think about your own friends or family that surround your life that have a chronic care condition, that if you could think of if there was some way to help them track that, how they're doing in the management of that condition, and to get feedback, it would be useful to them. So if anyone has any thoughts about what could be chronic care conditions that you know of that would benefit from daily or regular tracking, feedback, monitoring, would love your thoughts, because that may help us think about verticals, really interesting verticals within health and wellness to go into. Yes?
So I'm gonna respond to that
Yes,
question.
thank you.
Cool.